All right. Everyone, thank you for showing up for this amazing talk during lunch. Awesome. Usually we get the graveyard shift, which is right after lunch, when everybody is so tired. But now we're getting it through lunch and this huge audience, huge room, so everybody can feel comfy to if you want to, gather around so we can all feel kind of cozy.
Plenty of front row seats.
Yes, and ask questions and be friendly and so forth. All right, so my name is Yochai Kiryadi. I'm a principal program manager on the Azure bot service team, working on the bot service, bot framework, mostly focusing on the SDK for building bots.
And Darren Jefford, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm a principal architect on the same team as Yochai, the conversational AI team, which is kind of bot framework and the Azure bot service. And I joined about kind of 4 months ago after working in consulting for many years and recently delivering a lot of these types of engagements.
Right, so welcome for creating enterprise-scale intelligent agents and bots. And thank you for coming, and this is a wonderful afternoon, so let's start. We have a full agenda today. We're going to talk about bots, we're going to see where they are, what do we do with them, what bots are, so we're all on the same page in terms of, what are we actually going to talk about, look about some enterprise bots, we'll talk about the new V4 SDK, which we GA yesterday. Woohoo! Yes. We'll talk about end-to-end development experience and all the tooling and new fascinating stuff that we have been producing for the last couple of months. Obviously, talk about language, understanding, knowledge, all of that. And we'll finish with a little bit Q&A and roadmap. All right. Go. So we have seen fantastic growth in the service. It's been wonderful. It's a great ride. Azure Bot Service has GA'd December of last year, and since then we've seen tremendous growth. As you can see, we have over north of 300,000 developers been active on our service, creating bots. We have over 35,000 active bots on a monthly basis. There's a gazillion of messages being transmitted through the service every day. And with all the SDK and all the different versions that we have with the SDK over the last 2 years, there's almost 1 million downloads. We can't say that 1 million, but very close. So we're very happy to see that. And the nice thing, and this happens across the entire world. So obviously Azure Bot Service, it's a worldwide service on Azure, supported globally. And as you can see, we have customers across the globe and across multiple different verticals and multiple different industries, from telecommunication to automotive to insurance to government to education to finance and so forth. We see this across the board, and it's making us very happy to see all these customers. And a majority of the stuff that you're going to see here today is basically based on learning and working with all these customers. So we've kind of improved the entire SDK, the system around that, all the tooling that goes in with that. So with that, one of the customers we like to talk about are Vodafone. They have a cute little assistant called Toby. And Toby is there to basically answer questions and communicate with customers and kind of help with customer support for Vodafone. And what I would like to do is just show you a really quick video of that. And 7, good. Play. Just go through and explain and show some of the capabilities that Toby has. We're not going to see the entire video, it's a little bit long. But as you can see here, Toby can basically help. It's 24/7, help on the customer support desk, be able to ask questions about what can we do. And if you look specifically, it's like, hey, how much does it cost to use my phone in Italy? Obviously understanding with the context of who is the speaker, who is the user, understanding the plan, the intent of the questions, go fetching all the information from the back end, doing all this magic for the customer. All right, so we're still in that, right? We can move on. Moving on.
So you should have that music throughout the entire presentation.
Yes,
a great backdrop.
No,
actually, And actually, Vodafone actually brings to life, a very, very common scenario, which is around customers, actually receiving a lot of inbound customer volume, actually around questions that are very repetitive. Quite often you hear numbers like, 70, 80% of all the questions coming in are the same 10 or 20 questions, and they're pretty straightforward questions. So how do you increase customer satisfaction by getting an answer straight away, and actually free up people to then focus on the more complex, kind of harder tasks and reduce the volumes? We've seen a lot of traction with that particular scenario.
Right. And that particular scenario brings us to the next interesting slide, is where we actually going to try and say, like, hey, how do we see the world? How do we view what's conversational, what's bots, what are they good for? And the way we like to frame and think about it in the team is like, hey, yeah, being part of a conversational and artificial intelligence is very awesome, but the conversation itself, the bot, the thing that we're going to focus on the next hour and 10 minutes, mostly focus on providing this new, call it user interface, new interaction between humans and computer, where the first time you saw from the videos and going to see from the demos, humans don't need to learn how to work with computers. Actually the opposite what happens. Computers now are trying to understand what humans, so therefore we don't need to understand where to click, where to push, and how to use. We can more naturally converse. And another important aspect of a bot, the bot is managing and handling all the information, all the conversation aspect in terms of the interaction with the customers. But the bot as itself is, you want to can think about it as, hey, it's a kind of a UI layer on top of all the existing services that you're exposing from the back. So if you, for example, in the Vodafone example that we've video, you ask some question about what my phone can do, and understanding your phone and understanding the user context, the bot application just go ahead and make a call to the backend to get some data. Bots can be anywhere, basically in apps, as you can see on mobile devices, on apps, Slack, Teams, Skype. Can be on a browser embedded, obviously, and one of the latest editions, which are really cool, which Darren's going to show a bunch of that, about IoT and devices, which is awesome. And also we have a proactive capability, so when the bot actually makes interaction and pushes information for you, proactively, not without prompting anything, just the bot makes a decision, hey, it's time to wake up, call to the user, and this is where we go into the virtual assistant aspect of it. And again, we have patterns around that and really cool demos to show how does it work. And to frame all of this, we kind of have this nice, cool, I have to say Star Wars looking diagram that basically kind of take us to all the different layers. So what we got from the left, everybody see the same pictures. From the left, you have all the different channels and users and devices that creates the interaction, and this goes through the Azure bot service, and then you're going to hit your bot. And your bot has a bunch of capabilities, AI capabilities to actually make your bot a little bit more sophisticated and intelligent. And you can add more of those services, as we're going to see through the progression of this session and demos. You can add more of those to make your bot even more sophisticated and more understanding for the user. From language understanding, which is Lewis language understanding intelligence service, Q&A, speech. We've seen customer using vision as well. And this is how your bot basically can handle the conversation and create that new UI, user interface. And then the bot can go ahead and make call to backend services, whether they're on Azure or on Office or your own backend, it doesn't really matter. Go to different knowledge sources, graphs, and so forth to get all this information and to be able to retrieve and provide a smart answer back to the user. And all of that, within our team, what we're seeing is like we like to provide a comprehensive experience, a comprehensive framework, tools, and SDKs, and the whole experience for you developing bot, basically end to end.
So quick question, hands up, who has written a bot already using probably the V3 framework? So some of you.
Yes.
Great. So those of you that have used the previous tooling, I think you're going to like what you're about to see the rest of the presentation.
Yes. Thank you, Darren. I reminded
Yes.
both of us to ask this early on, and we completely forgot. But it's only 10 minutes, so it's not that bad. Okay, thank you. So to provide that complete, what we have is basically we have tooling and technologies across every step in order to allow you to build a better bot and to have better experience building the bot and delivering that to the customer. From the planning to the different aspect of building and obviously testing, you can test locally and in the cloud, then you can do all the publishing around that, connect to different channels, evaluate through either App Insight, Lewis, and all of that. But basically go back to the building, and there is a whole continuous cycle here of how you go and build and manage a bot. And specifically in this presentation, we're going to focus on the start about building, testing, publishing, and do some evaluation around that. All right, so with that, and to start talking about our cool templates and solution that we have, and to start with a really cool demo to amp it up everybody up after lunch or during lunch, I'm going to switch to Darren.
No pressure. So one of the things that we're kind of announcing this week is actually kind of taking a step back from all of those customer engagements that we've done. Working very closely with some customers who have very big and complex scenarios, and actually helping get those solutions into production. And actually looking across those engagements and looking at new customers coming in and seeing a lot of repetitive work that customers have to do. So if you go back and look at the V3 kind of bot framework and Lewis, you create a project and you get going pretty quickly with an EchoBot. But then you'd start with the language understanding. You'd have to go and build a language model for greetings, a language model for somebody saying thank you, a language model for confirmations, yes, no, yeah, sure, okay. And you've got to do a fair amount of kind of plumbing in order to get a base level experience. And there are a number of best practices that came out of doing some initial bots and then realizing actually there's this technique that we really should put in every experience. Bots should introduce themselves and so on. So actually what we're doing is actually building out a set of templates. So the basic bot template, which you'll see a bit later on, is by its very nature, very basic, gets you moving with the language understanding plugged in. And also you have the enterprise template, which is where all the best practice, introduction cards, greetings, using the dispatcher, Q&A, and all these other things are actually almost entirely automated out of the box. So all that best practice straight away, which I'll demo kind of next. Then you heard yesterday in the keynote around the work with BMW around creating a virtual assistant. So actually part of what we're announcing this week is the first drop of a virtual assistant solution, which includes a number of skills. I'll show it very briefly at the end, and I've got to run across to the theater session where I'm going to show that in more detail. And we're making investments in customer support that's coming kind of soon too. So I'm not going to drain this slide, just going to pull out some of the key kind of parts here. One is 5 minutes to a working end-to-end conversational experience. If you think about some of the work that we did before with customers when I was in the kind of field role, it would take about a week to get the plumbing up and running end-to-end with the Lewis models and kind of Q&A. So we've now, you use a template, I'll demonstrate this, but it uses an introduction card. It shows you how you can introduce your bot to the user with some buttons to get the user moving. One of the big learnings is actually people not knowing what the bot can do and actually how to get started. And the first experience is really key. Really simple concept, just wired up. All the configuration actually driven through the bot file, which Yohai will go through later. Example dialogues, onboarding, actually what are the various prompts and so on, things to kind of get you moving. Then actually wiring things like content moderator. Lots of customers have said it's really key to them to actually know if the user is being rude, shall we say, or sharing PII information. So personally identifiable information when it's a scenario that they don't want the user to do that. So we can actually proactively detect that and make a decision on there. Storing transcripts of conversation. So conversation history is really useful for a number of scenarios. And one of the final bits is around wiring up application insights and Power BI. So actually you can get business level insights into your conversation experience. Are people using it? If they are, what features are they using? What languages are they using? And most importantly, what questions are people asking that the bot is not able to answer? So gaps in knowledge. So a really simple way of actually getting you started with that, and I'll show that. And again, completely automated and deployed, which hopefully you're about to see. So the solution is published on the Visual Studio Extensions Gallery, and the template's up on GitHub, and we'll continually kind of iterate. So we've got 3 laptops up here. Let's see if I choose the right one. If I wake my laptop up. Perfect. So the first thing to show is obviously the documentation page. So there's been a big push on documentation and samples as part of the release this week. So you go ahead into the documentation, and it talks about the things I've just spoken about. And the first step is creating a project. So the first things first, there's some prerequisites and things you need to install. But I'm going to go ahead into Visual Studio, which is a very low resolution, so there's not much room. So if I say Ignite Demo 2, I've chosen the Enterprise Bot template, which is installed. Again, you can just find this in Visual Studio and search for it. And right away, it's gone ahead and created a project. And if we go ahead and look at this project, you'll see we have a folder here with called Cognitive Models. In here, you'll see again, you'll see the Loo files a bit later on, but the language model for greeting and confirmation and so on in various languages. So if I go ahead and open this up, if you look, you can see we've got multiple languages with more to come. And again, you can see we've got sort of bootstrapping, intents for help, cancel, restart, confirmation, and including some pre-built entities. So straight away, you can say hello to your bot, you can cancel, you can escalate to a human, and all those other things from a language model perspective. We've also got an example set of Q&A, so we're actually using the same file format, if I can persuade it to open, where you can see we've actually got question and answer pairs in here. We've just primed it with some general bot questions. But again, you can very easily pour your own, copy and paste your own questions into that, and again, get started. This is all about trying to get you started. The deployment scripts are all in here. I'll show this in a minute. There's a set of dialogues right out of the gate as well. Onboarding shows you how you ask a series of questions, the user's name, their email address, where they live, whatever that information is, and we go ahead and store that. So again, it shows you how to do that. It's all wired in. If the user says, look, I'm annoyed, I want to talk to a human, then again, we have a dialogue where you can put in the code to actually hand off to whatever that system is. And the same around sign-in and cancellation and so on. There's some middleware in here around telemetry. You'll see where that comes into play in a minute, as well as content moderator. And you'll see in our startup file, it's using the bot file to bootstrap Cosmos DB and the state store and Lewis and all that other stuff. So you haven't had to worry about kind of stitching all of these pieces together. And then the final thing, just to show, you'll see the bot file in a minute. So that's great. So I have my bot. If I click build, it should build, because it's been, oh no, it didn't build, okay. And have I got a network problem? Okay, let me just check. We'll just try that. See, I didn't do that earlier. No, it's not going to work. Let me try one thing and I'll fall back to the other one. Who knows why that's not connecting. Okay, so it should build. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead into the one that I created earlier, which is this one. I think it's still building actually in the background. I think I'm just being impatient with the network. Let me just do that. So I'm now going to bring up a command line prompt, and I'm going to go ahead into Ignite Demo 2. Oop. Oh, where did it put it? The joys of live demos. Let's put it in the repo directory. Give me one moment. CEO, hi. I'm taking all the demo stuff away from you. So your demo should be absolutely fine. Ignite Demo 2. So let's go ahead into this directory. So again, you can see the directory here. If you go to the documentation page, we move on to the deploy the bot section. There's some setup here where you have to install some of the command line tools that you'll see later on. And you go ahead, in order to deploy this into Azure, including deploying Lewis and training and creating the dispatcher and all those other good things, I just have to run this command. You have to get a Lewis authoring key from the Lewis website, and you do that by logging into Lewis and clicking your name up here, and then it brings up the settings page, and it's this key here that you need. So if I go back to here, I'm going to give my bot a name. So I'm going to say I want to call my bot Ignite Demo 2. I'm going to paste my key in and press enter. And actually, this tool straight away is telling you, great, I'm going to go and install, actually deploy this stuff into Azure and get it wired up. And you can see it's going to create App Insights, it's going to create Cosmos DB, it's going to create Lewis for the model in the dispatcher, but also Q&A Maker, Azure Search for Q&A Maker, and the web app here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes, and it's actually going to run through. It's going to prompt me for to authenticate. So it'll actually pop up a web browser to authenticate my session. And I'll switch to one that's already deployed. Let me try that again. That seems a bit faster this time. Okay. Well, hang on, my PC's changed time. Why has it changed time? Okay. It's changed to PST for some reason. Let me go. Where are we? Eastern time. That'll be why, because the token's not working. Okay, let's try that again. So if I do yes, it will go and deploy this. It will actually go through, it'll create all the resources into Azure. It will take the Lewis model from the Ludown file, the Q&A, and actually deploy that and get that all working end to end. So that's a big step forward from where it was. You can see this is now working. I'm glad I spotted the time zone thing. So let me go ahead, copy this device code into here, log in, and you'll see it gets started with deploying the various pieces. And you can see that's now building. It's probably the same issue with the time zone. So if I go ahead to Ignite demo I had earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. So you can imagine this deployment has finished. So it's going through and doing that provisioning. So I'm going to go ahead and hit run inside of Visual Studio. And you'll see a bot file has been created within the solution. So it's going to open up the template. Somewhat slowly. So great, the enterprise bot is up and ready. So I've not made any code changes at all based on the template. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the emulator here. So I'm going to start a conversation. What we should see, the emulator will send a conversation started message. And what you should now see is an introduction card appears, with any luck, where the bot will introduce itself. You can go in and change the introduction text. You can change the message and all those other good things. So therefore, it's all working. It's going to go ahead and ask me, it's got the information here. So that's got up and running. So I should be able to say hi. It says hi back, great. So I can also say I want help. I want to talk to a human. So again, we've got information here, things you can do. I can say, what is SDK v4, which is Q&A. Actually, in this case, I've asked him a bunch of questions into here. So that's all working end to end. And if I go ahead and show you the Power BI working. So again, no code changes at all. Inside the Visual Studio project, there's actually a Power BI folder. So you'll go ahead and double-click this dashboard. And if I go to the Azure portal, then I've already got the App Insights key here, so I don't need to go and get it here. So I'm going to double-click that Power BI thing. It's going to prompt me now for the App Insights key, which I've gone and got from the portal. We can't automate that step quite yet. And it will get there. So again, it's prompted me for the App Insights key. So again, that's just all been automatically provisioned. And what we should see is about 8 or 9 pages in the Power BI dashboard with what channels people are using, what messages have been received, what the sentiment of the conversations are, and also what the gaps are. So what are the questions people are asking that we can actually go ahead and answer. So while that just refreshes, I can open up the demo one, which I already have. So you can see here, I've got the users and conversations. So there's only been a couple of users. You can actually see the intents. As you see, I was testing it earlier. You can see the various, the functionality in your bot that's being used across the board. You can look at demographics, countries, and locales. You can look at common words. And you can also look at the Q&A maker insight and actually understand, what's been done there. And then I will finish on this one, which I had my team send a whole load of questions to. So again, you can see bigger boxes are more frequent messages. So you can see what people are saying. And again, if you move across, you can look at Q&A maker insight, and you can actually drill in and see, well, what are the questions people are asking that the bot hasn't actually been able to answer? And we're doing that all by some telemetry middleware code actually inside the bot. So that's kind of the end-to-end demo that had one time zone problem, but I think we kind of got there in the end. So the template's there, ready to use right away now. You can go ahead from the gallery and install it. One aspect that I'll go into more detail in another talk, I think it's at 4 o'clock, is the use of the dispatcher, where we actually bring a Lewis model and Q&A maker together, and potentially multiple Lewis models, and have better identification of where to send questions to, which was another real challenge we had. So the demo gods are with you.
All right. Let's see if they are actually with us or not. Skip out for now, right?
Yeah, so actually the only thing to touch on this was actually announced at Build. We've wired this into the enterprise template, but this is native authentication support. So if your bot needs to authenticate with GitHub or with Office 365 to get an end user token to then go and do something interesting on a back-end system, through about that much code and a couple of config entries, we actually automate that for you. So you can see here, you get an OAuth card, the user signs in, and we securely store that token in a token store and refresh it for you. So when the user comes back in a week and asks another question, you'll get a refreshed token back. So this is a great step forward.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you, Darren, for the demo. Awesome demo. Backing up everything. I saw some people here mumbling, saying, oh, this is cool, with all the V3 experience of all the improvement that we've seen there. OK, so we've seen the demo. Let's switch gear and talk about the new V4 SDK. So as we say, we shipped a couple of days ago. We are GA for V4, yay. We are GA for C# and JavaScript, and C# support .NET Core, so we're going to bring it up to speed. And Python and Java are still in preview for now, but you can expect them probably towards the end of the year to be ready and at the GA state. So V4 is basically incorporates a lot of the learning that we took from V3. V3 was an awesome SDK, or is an awesome SDK, as all of you guys are still using, those who are using that, and all the fantastic growth that we've seen, and customers are basically using V4, majority of them. But we have took a lot of learning and feedback from developers and from partners and companies that are working with how to improve the overall SDK and how to create a better one, and the V4, we believe, is that. So with V3, which, again, awesome, you were kind of, if you wanted to do stuff that is a little bit out of the box, that what V3 would allow you, then it will be a little bit difficult. So one of the main feedback we got is, hey, how can we make the V4 a little bit more extendable? And we have created an open, modular, and extendable architecture to support that, and we'll have a demo to show that in a couple of minutes. On top of that, we have added an agile and custom dialogue system. So we provide some dialogues out of the box, and if you don't like those dialogues, go ahead, override them, and extend them to be your own. We've seen some really cool examples already from customers and partners already building some really cool dialogues. And it's all open source, so if you guys submit a PR, we might be able to take it, so we'll talk about it. One of the other feedback we got is in V3, some of the implementation detail between a different language are not the same, which kind of make it awkward in terms of how do you document and talk about stuff with customers. So in V4, we took the extra step to make sure that we have the same implementation across the board for Java, JavaScript, C# and Python. You would expect the same rich visual controls that you have in V3, all the cards, button, images, videos, adaptive cards, and so forth. We just improved the tooling around that to generation in terms of managing them. And we have added, we've done significant work to seamlessly integrate the different cognitive services like Q&A and Lewis natively into the SDK. It's all there. And we wrap it all with some cool tools that we're going to show you in demos. And we've seen MS Bot partially. with Darren's show, so we're going to wrap it up all that. And obviously, it's all open source, but we have a slide for that in a second. One of the nice extensibility and one of the key changes in between V3 and V4 is we have kind of a modern pipeline. So in V3, messages were being handled in different places within the SDK. We have created a unified pipeline for all the activities. So important to say is that the underlying protocol, the activity protocol, the base messages are going from your bot to all the different channels back and forth, did not change between V3 and V4. But the SDK and the way we handle it has changed. And what we have is we have a pipeline from the connector to the adapter through middleware, and from middleware to your code. And it's all the activities go through the same channel. And the middleware is where you basically go ahead and do some processing, depending on how you look at it, pre-processing, post-processing. Every message that goes through the middleware goes in and out through the middleware. So in this example, we have App Insight as a middleware. So once you plug it, every message now gets tagged with App Insight. So we're doing some of this, we're doing this kind of automation for you to be able to understand the message coming in and coming out and how do you handle them to light up some of the scenarios that Darren shows, like the Power BI, for example. But you don't have to do this just middleware. You don't have to do just App Insights. So you can do logging, transformation, transcripts, securities. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the middleware. It's very flexible. We got some great sample on the Bolt Build Sample for how to use the middleware and how to extend the middleware. And with that in mind, what I want to do next is basically I want to call a partner that we've been working with on V4 that actually took this extensibility to the kind of to the next level. So I want to present to you Joe from AdBot.
Thanks, Yohai. Cool. So let's switch over to number 8. There it is. All right, so first thing I want to do is kind of level set you on what AtBot is, and then I'll kind of go into what we're doing with Bot Framework SDK version 4 and middleware. So AtBot is a no-code bot building service that was built on Bot Framework v3. It is trained, and the logic engine is based off of Microsoft Flow and also Logic Apps. You can use either one. We have native integrations with Lewis and Q&A Maker, and we actually have a really cool layer on top of Lewis that helps you with connecting your Lewis models into your bot. And then we have out-of-the-box capabilities within Teams. You can go to the Teams App Store, just search for AtBot. It's right there. It's pink. It'll walk you through training it in a simple flow. So let's see what this looks like in action. So in Teams, just talking to my pink app bot, I'm just going to do a quick skill here. We have trained it with a set up a meeting skill. So set up a... I'm just going to say tomorrow. So this is going to hit an intent that's in our Lewis model. And then our layer on top of Lewis, it's called Lewis Intent Vectors, is able to recognize, hey, we need more than just tomorrow, we need a specific date. So it's going to ask me what time tomorrow. So let's say 4:30 p.m. And then it also is going to ask me to confirm that. And then it's also going to pick out, you said Mick and Matt, is this the right Mick? And we're integrated with Graph, so this is all automatic and all out of the box. And is this Matt? Yes, it is. And then one more piece of content that we require is the subject of the meeting. So the bot asks for that. I'm going to say, demo going well so far. Better for me, at least.
Careful.
And so what that does in the background, so we collected all the information. Now the bot is going to actually fire off a flow. So here is our set up a meeting flow. Any flow that's created where our trigger, the AtBot intent trigger, is the beginning of it, that will be registered with your bot and can be used as a skill. So you can see this was fired 15 seconds ago. If I edit that, you'll kind of see how this works. So here's our intent vector, which is set up a meeting. I'm not going to go into that because it's a little more complicated, but we'll be at the community hub all day today, so if you just come down there and ask us for a demo, and we can give you one. But down here, what you'll see is in our, and this, I'm showing a just out-of-the-box Outlook connector. This could be ServiceNow, Workday, Dynamics, any of the 230 data access connectors that exist in Flow, AtBot can integrate with. And you'll see over here all the properties that we collected in that bot skill. So that's kind of the basics of what AtBot is. Allows you to connect to Lewis, train in Flow, and come back with a really, really easy to use bot that you can train without being a developer. That being said, building on Framework v4 and the introduction of middleware, we're going to be releasing NuGet packages that allow you to integrate AtBot with your custom-built bots. So what that means is you'll be able to extend the bots that you're building using C#, at least C# to begin with middleware that'll allow you to use our conversational Lewis intent vectors and flow connections natively within your code. Some additional benefits that we've seen with going to v4, we're really enjoying the better data handling with Lewis. We were using Chronic, which you guys probably are using as well, and the new Lewis date recognition is great. The new state management, it's a quality of life thing, is really nice. We're enjoying it being written on ASP.NET Core just to be more modern. And then the simple dialogue stack management, the waterfall steps and all that stuff is really, really great. So a quick example. We'll kind of show you what this looks like as middleware. So this is a bot project, not the same bot project he showed. This is more of a starter without all the rest of the stuff bot project. And you can see here we have our middleware where we're registering the AtBot integration class as middleware. Our AtBot integration class gives you access to, before we check the skill, do you actually want to go out and see if AtBot wants to handle this or not? And then if it goes out to AtBot and it says, hey, this is a skill that I can handle, we give you another chance to say, don't do it, or go ahead and do it. And then I have a quick waterfall step dialog here that has the demo of once you get to the end of a series, we're going to find skills in AtBot and allow a user to run one, which is basically starting a flow. So let me F5 this. And this is where the wheels are going to fall off because this one's going to be a live demo. All right, so I have it started. We'll just start with hello. And you can see my connection is to Nagrok. So with this middleware and AtBot interacting with your bot, you will be needing to use Nagrok for that. If you're not familiar with Nagrok and you're wanting to get into building bots, I would definitely get familiar with it. So we can see it is running. So the dialog that I have in here is I need to report an issue. So I need to. And so now we're inside of a waterfall step, and this is in that bot. I have a Lewis app that's connected to it for reporting an issue. So title of the issue. And we're still within our custom code. When did it occur? Today. Description. C title. And now, at the end of this, now we went to AtBot using that middleware and pulled in skills that AtBot knows about. And I'm going to say I want to post this to a planner board. And so now that integration in that middleware, that just goes to AtBot, allows him to do some stuff, and then a payload comes back and says you posted the planner board. And so on the back end of that, here is our flow. You'll notice it's a different color because this is all in dev still. You'll see it succeeded 16 seconds ago, and it runs exactly the same. Oops, that's not what I want. They will be built and run exactly the same as the other ones. So create the task, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, that's AtBot as middleware within Bot Framework v4. If you have any more questions about it, again, we'll be at the Community Hub. If you just go down 2 flights of stairs and make a U-turn, go in there, we can tell you more about it. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you, Joe. Awesome demo. Everything works so far. Touch wood. Yes, so you've seen what you can do with the extensibility models that we have. And it's great that we have partners that can take leverage of that. And you're more than welcome to join in the party, look into our samples code, and see how you can go ahead and extend and create some of your own middleware and figure out how do you want to plug in. But just show you, you could do kind of similar things with V3, just was a little bit more or a lot more painful. So we streamlined this whole experience. And one of the things I want to talk about is about the open source, the bot framework. The entire project as itself is completely open source. We have more than 10 repos. So obviously all the SDK across the different languages, C#, JavaScript, Python, and Java. The V3 SDK is still there for C# and Java. We got all the tools, the emulator, website control, documentation, the samples, the templates that Darren shows as well. Everything is pretty much open source and out there, and this is awesome because it's allow us and you guys to basically participate in the same game, and it's all transparent, and we're doing everything in the open. And it's great because you can see partners jumping on early and figuring out how to actually adopt and create some advanced stuff. And we have folks coming in with issues that help us, test and improve, and PR sometimes, and suggestions and questions. And I do urge you all to go ahead and figure out how you can participate and help us with working on the bot framework. With that in mind, what I want to do is I want to do a big shout out for a group of community members that have already took it to the next level and created their own repo, BitBuilder Community, which provides some great dialogues and another extensibility point and SDKs and some samples, which is really awesome. So I see Gary here. Gary, thank you. Raise your hand. Hey, thank you for Gary. I'm not sure if everybody else are here, but thanks for James, for Arafat, and Michael for actually helping us in building this community. It's awesome. We also see internals group within Microsoft taking care of this, having similar approach like the bot builders util.js with another set of extensibility specifically for JavaScript. So this is awesome and really grateful. All right, so Darren, you were right about our timing. We're about 15 minutes off. So we'll see what we do with the next set of demos. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we'll talk about all the tooling that we have. And we go to more live demos, and this is where I'm going to try to attempt to do a bunch of stuff. So we'll see how it goes. So as we've seen this slide before, this is basically the virtual life cycle of your bot. Yeah.
Oh, you still.
That's okay. I'm not hurt. Yeah, we can just really quickly go here. The virtual cycle of the bot, basically from planning, building, testing, and we have tools across all of that. And what I want to show now is basically some of those tools. We're going to rush through some of them really quickly because we're not going to have time to do them all, and we have a bunch of other slides towards the end. So planning. Planning is important. Planning is important in terms of understanding, hey, the flow, how the dialogue look like. And it's good to think a little bit about the user experience because it will help you not just with your code, it will help you with how you craft your language understanding model. And it's a thing that most people, definitely us as developers, just jumped in, and we not sometimes we overlook that, and it comes back to haunt us, I would say. So take your time, figure out what is the right thing to do in terms of how to craft your dialogues, figure out all the interaction, question and answer that the user may ask, and out of that you'll be able to go ahead and try to build the correct app models as well as the code itself. And to help a little bit with that, we have Chatdown, which is a tool that basically will help you create mocks. This will help you mocking your conversation, and it's just easier if I just show the tool. All right, so for that, let's go. Let me fire up code real quick. So what we got with Chatdown is basically it's a simple text file. You can define a user and a bot, and what you can basically show is like, hey, this line will kind of simulate or show or mock the transaction or the conversation that you would like to have with your customer. So customers was asking what can you do, and you show a card, and then you can see back and forth. What we got is a little bit of a tool that I'm going to run real quick, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the tools.
And this is a great way in those design phases when you're working with business owners, people who own customer service or whatever that area is, to actually mock up what a conversation will look and feel like before you get anywhere near code. You can start to actually mock up, you'll see adaptive cards and things. It's a great way to actually bring it to life and actually show how the kind of paradigm of conversation will feel, because quite often it's a fairly new to some of these stakeholders.
Right, so I ran the tool, and I created transcripts, and I created out1. And basically what you see here is a JSON format file, and the nice thing about it, if you guys are familiar already, this is actually the activity protocol that goes on the wire. So it lets you can also learn how this activity protocol looks like, which is important, and all the information that comes through it. The nice thing about this tool is that it plays very well with the new emulator. So out1 is the one that I just generated. If I double click on that, it will launch the emulator, and it will allow you actually to see the mocking that we have created with the new tool. So as the emulator goes, and here is the conversation. And basically what you do, you can see all the different aspects. You can see the inspectors. We send the card with the drop-down. So it's all live, and you it's not really a full, I mean, could be a full dialogue, but it's just a mocking. It's not the actual bot behind it. All right. So I do need to quickly just show you all the different tools that we have. So under Bot Builder tools, we have mentioned, we have a set of tools that we're going to work through some of them and explain how they work and how they integrate with the whole system. So chat down is just we talk, but we have MS Bot that Darren showed, basically allow you to manage your bot file and manage all the services that are dependent with the bot file, and you can work it out. Lowdown and Lewis and Q&A Maker basically to work with language understanding and knowledge. We're going to show that. Dispatch, same thing with in terms of if you need to have multiple Lewis model or multiple Q&A or combination of them together. And Lewis Gen is a nice little tool that basically generates strongly typed classes you can work with for your intents, which is cool. All right. So we've seen the chat down. Let's go and talk about the next stuff. So the next stuff to building. So you can build up your app. There's multiple phases of building up your app. We have done tremendous effort to make it a little bit easier for you in terms of the getting started, the sample, the bootstrap, and the tooling for that. Specifically, what I want to focus on is the two aspects. Basically going to create a basic bot for you, and then I'm going to set it up and work it through the details. And one of the aspects of that is building up language model, which we're going to see in a sec.
So while you set that up, actually, if you go back to those of you on the V3 side, again, you'd have to have gone to the Lewis portal, signed into the Lewis portal, create a new application, mouse clicking, typing in intent, and type in all the various utterances interactively within the web browser, which works really well. It's not particularly scalable and not the most productive way of doing it for a lot of scenarios. So actually, the tools you're going to see here have enabled a lot more kind of developer productivity, but also fitting into the developer kind of life cycle. So this can be automated as part of a build, and actually can be version controlled just like any other file, which was another popular feedback, shall we say, until now.
Yeah, so I'm cloning the bot repo sample just to show you all the samples that we have created and how cool they are. And the demo I'm going to show you is the basic bot, and we have created Vizix, so you can go to the Visual Studio Marketplace and install the Vizix install, which will be a basic or an echo bot. And I'm going to show you the basic bot, but not through Visual Studio, because showing it through the samples, if they get cloned, the network here is awesome, then it will be good. So let me show you just the samples. So the samples, we created a bunch of samples. You can generate those themselves are there as well. If you look at the samples, there is a whole slew of them. Let's go to the C# real quick. And you can see we have in kind of a progressive, so if you want to learn and understand how to build those, you can go through the different steps from the very basics to using prompts and cards and suggestions and messages to go to more advanced, like using a Q&A and then using Lewis, the basic bot, which is the template we're going to show in a second, and then editing around the natural language understanding with multiple Lewis and Q&A models together and so on and so forth. And we have more advanced sample as well that you definitely want to take a look at how we're actually going to use this stuff. So, still running, so we're basically going to do this.
Joys of the network.
Yeah, it's not going to work for us. Luckily, we have a lot of already existing simple repos that I created. But let's go to one of them. Let's go to the clean one, which is perfectly fine. And we want to go to samples and C#, and we're going to go to the basic. So again, if you go ahead and run, if you go ahead and basically, if you go ahead and create this in Visual Studio, you're going to get exactly the same basic bot that you're going to show here. And one of the things I want to show you is all the Lua files that Darren suggested before in terms of how we manage them and how do we work with different files on that. So let's go with that. Let's fire up Visual Studio. So this bot is pretty much ready to run, as is, with everything in it. The problem is that if you go and read through the README and all the information, this bot needs to use Lua. So we need to basically go ahead and set up a Lua endpoint that will service the bot with the right model. So there is a README information on how to do all of that. I want to take you through one example of one of the tools that you can use, which is directly the command lines. You can definitely use the portal or a lot of other aspects. So if you look to the dialogues, the different dialogues that we have greeting and welcome. Within them, we have a resource folder that basically contains a bunch of files that are the language understanding file that we have. So if you look at the greetings, you can see this is a markdown file. Darren covered some of that. You can see there are including some advanced that goes just beyond the regular utterances. You can define utterances as entities, and you can do all of that. So definitely, I'm going to show you the Lua portal in a second. You can do the same thing in the Lua portal. The thing is that eventually, when you have a lot of utterances like here, it gets very tricky to actually manage and understand all the complexity. It's easier to go ahead and separate them to different entities and different aspects, specifically when you go ahead and start coding against those. It's a lot easier to interact with that. But the tools basically combine everything and create a file for you. So with that in mind, hopefully we're in the right place. We are. I'll go to my cheat sheet note because some of those are a little bit long. So we're going to basically go ahead and do a Lua parse, and we're going to create a Lua file. Lua file is a JavaScript file that the Lua service can use. Again, when you run MSBot, as Darren showed before, it's just going to run through everything I'm showing here automatically for you. We think that this makes sense just so we can actually break it down, just explain all the different variants into that. So with that in mind, the location of the folder that we have all the information is in dialogues, and then we have greeting and resources. And the name, let's create a name. I use the same name format all the time. I think we're around 40 this time. And this is the description. It just makes sure it's like, you can figure it out. And this will go ahead and create a JSON file for you. And if you look at the folder, it should be somewhere here. Here it is. And this is the JSON file that you get created. And if you export your Lua model, you're going to get the same thing. And this is now you can actually import. You can see all the different intents and entities and all the utterances in there. We're going to plow through this in interest of time.
And if you have existing Lua models that you created before you have Lua models, you can go from Lua models to LU files. We've done that with a bunch of work to actually create the LU files, so we're working from those.
Right, so now the next step is basically to import this file into the Lua service. Obviously, you can do it from the portal, but we said, hey, why not? Let's just actually run it from here. And we just need to point it to the file. And this will go ahead and basically create a Lua app for you. And this is the app that got created. The app is there. So I can continue showing a bunch of command lines, but let's really quickly show you that it's actually happening. So this is the Lua portal. I'm going to list all my applications. And here is Ignite 40.
Woohoo.
It's going to take a second to basically load all the entities. You can see all the entities and intent. So here's the greeting one that we had, and you can see it here. All the different intents. And as you can see, there are a few pages here you can go around. We think that eventually, when this is just one intent, when you manage and you want to bootstrap your language understanding, when you want to include those language understanding information inside of your continuous deployment and integration and all those pipeline, you do need the Azure artifacts accessible and workable. So the next step is to do the training. Again, everything is doable from the command line, but also running out of time, so we'll just do really quickly the training. So training kickoff, it will go ahead and do the training of the app, hopefully.
And while we wait for the training, there's some other kind of neat features with Ludown that you can have an English model. If you need to build multi-language ones, it's actually got a translate feature. You give it a translator key, and it will bootstrap the models in other languages. And it's not going to get it as good as a native speaker, but it will break the back of the work. So you can actually give that to a native speaker just to fix that up. So that's proven really effective as well.
Right. So we have Ludown translate, and you can.
Have I stolen your thunder?
Sorry?
Have I stolen your thunder?
It's kind of, here's the demo, we can run it. But anyway, so we train, let's do the publish so we don't forget this step. And now you can just go ahead and test your app and basically do kind of thing like hello, and hello will get you with greeting, which is awesome. And maybe you can say help, obviously will get you with the help as expected. You also have cancel, so we have cancellation within dialogues that we have created. Those will get you the cancel, awesome. And then I'm going to few things that are not there, like, hey, what's up, which is like US term. So, hey, yo, what's up goes with the greeting, which is awesome. We'll see some of that in a second. So now that we have a Lewis app, we need to just wire it up to our bot. And to wire it up to our bot, we need to update our bot file. So I'm just going to run a command here, and I'm going to go back to the bot file in a couple of slides. So the command to do my bot is right here. So what I need is an app ID, and luckily we got the app ID from the previous Lewis that we created. So MS-Bot Connect basically just go ahead and generate the manifest for me. This is the simple manifest that I created for using the Lewis, and it's already updated the bot. So I'm going to say yes. And now the bot file is updated with the Lewis information. I can actually go ahead and use the bot. So I'm going to do this, and I believe basic bot, one minor change. We need to fix our repo for that. So use the same name. So now when I run the bot will actually run. All right. Here's the bot. And we can go ahead and double click on the bot file. And the bot file is used both as a manifest for the services that we're using, as well as an instruction for the emulator. And this will launch the emulator, and the emulator actually knows which endpoint to listen, so we have a local development endpoint. Next demo will take it to basically present it as a endpoint for production. And here's the bot, and again, this is running locally, which is awesome. But if you look at the service tab real quick, you can see, hey, here's the Lewis that we've created. And if you click on that, it will actually go ahead and launch the Lewis portal for you, so you can do this kind of management around end-to-end. So let me say hello to my bot, and my bot will figure out, hey, what's your name? Awesome. I'm going to cancel this for real quick. And what you see here, this is a new emulator. We have upgraded the emulator, as I said. So it provides you with all the endpoints that you have. Right now, I only have a development. You might have a production one as well. As you saw, services, I'm only using Lewis, but if you have additional services, like Q&A or dispatch, those are going to show up as well. Over side, you can see the logs and all the different inspectors associated with that. So I can click on any message, and you can see the JSON for the activity. The interesting aspect is if I click on those traces right here, you can actually see the return value that's coming from Lewis, which is cool. So you can see exactly, hey, this was a greeting, and this is the score, and all the different entities that come through it, which is awesome. So let's go and do our little test with the WhatsApp. So, hey, what's up? So the WhatsApp will trigger the greeting entity in this case, and even with the low score, so you can definitely go fix it later in the Lewis app. or using the CLI. But I don't want to do that. I want to cancel for a second. And I'm going to show the WhatsApp with a question mark. And now with the question mark, you'll notice that, hey, you're going to get a different response. And the reason we're getting a different response is because Louis at this point says, you know what? This is help, because they had a question mark. Again, my Louis model is very simple. I haven't trained it more. So now what I can do directly from the emulator, I can say, you know what? I don't think this is help. I would like to actually make it a greeting. So I can change and classify my intent directly from the emulator. So I'm going to hit the train. Yeah, thank you.
He's written bots.
Yeah, you're reading some bots. Yeah, you guys are. When we were doing a rehearsal for this, we said, hey, you know what? If anybody has written a bot thus far, they're going to like what they're seeing. And also, everybody who haven't written a bot and just looking at this will say, yeah, this is how it should be. So we agree. Let me hit the publish. And it's there. So now if I go with WhatsApp, we should probably see the opening act and the greeting handler. We'll go ahead and say, hey, what's your name? And here's a Louis trace, and WhatsApp with a question mark, got a higher greeting, and we're done with that. All right. So with that in mind, we've done the language, so we can do language modeling, and we have Ludown for creating. We have Louis. I haven't shown you because a little bit of time, but we have Louis import, so you have Louis command. So Louis will be, it's basically a CLI wrapper for the API of managing a Louis app. So you can create, you can train, you can model, you can download, you can version them, you can have suggestions, you can do specific intents, you can do everything that the API surface that Louis support you. And the Ludown also support Q&A, and we have the Q&A CLI as well. So they're all wrapped together, basically you can get the same experience. And if you run this and test it in the emulator, you're going to end up with the same result for Louis and Q&A in terms of the inspectors. So the bot framework emulator, as you've seen, you can test your bot. You can test them locally, but you can also test them against the cloud. We haven't shown that, and probably not because of time, but trust us, we can. And if you guys want, we can show it a little bit after. You can view and manage all your bot services. No, I just showed you the Louis, but you can do it with additional services. You have built-in inspector for Louis and Q&A, and the nice thing about the inspectors, they're extendable and open source. So you can bring, if you have your own service or anything special that you want to do, you can bring that and attach that as well, which is awesome. And as you can see, you can train and publish directly from the emulator, which we think is quite cool, especially when you're testing your bot and you don't have to take a little bit notes of what to do every time. All right, so this was the emulator, and knowing that we have a little bit more slides, so we're going to jump some of the demo and just cover out the aspect. So a bot file is basically your service manifest. It's where we describe the app. As you see in a bot, it has multiple different modules and different services that it needs to talk to. Q&A, Louis, maybe multiple Louis apps, Cosmos, App Insight, storage, maybe some additional services. The app model gets big. So instead of just pepper spraying all around the app setting with kind of specific methodology or whatever you're doing, we've seen customer building some JSON files that basically abstract the model. So we said, hey, you know what? Maybe we can do it and wrap it up with a tool as well. So we've done that. And really quick, this is what would a bot file will look in not in entirety, just a sample, but this is the basic bot that we got created. So you have your Azure Bot Service endpoint, which is your bot. You had your bot definition, sorry. You have your development endpoint, which is local. You have a Louis app. I have a production endpoint, which is my blob, which is actually the bot itself hosted on Azure websites. I have my blob. I can add App Insight. I can add if I want to change with Cosmos and all of that. So this is the bot file, and we have MSBot, which is the bot CLI tool to generate this file for you with all the services that you need. And that bot file is also both holding a service and configuration for your bot, as well as feeding into the emulator to be able to use that. And we have a set of class for the bot configuration that basically accept the bot file and will do all this for you. So it automatically will get all the services for you, do the manifest, and then you can just use them directly. So it's a little bit of setup time to do it, but then it pays off a lot in the long run. If you guys have written bot before, then I guess you would probably know and feel that. So with that in mind, understanding where we are in terms of time, you always connect. We have AZBot. AZBot is part of the Azure, AZ CLI, so we have the ability to, again, use command line to do all of the tooling to basically connect and manage your bots. You can create a bot, you can delete a bot, you can configure it, you can connect to different channels, you can publish a bot, which was the next demo, which we're going to skip. But you can do all this as far as the extension, as far as any other bots or any other service within Azure has basically an extensions for the AZ CLI command line tools. All right, so with that, I think we are to the point where we're going to skip this demo. So all of this capabilities and tools, again, as I say, is all open source, it's all there. So Bot Builder Tools is where we have all our tools. Bot Builder Samples is where we have all our samples. I do urge you to go to the samples if you want to get up to speed with V4. And then the AI solution has the cool templates for the enterprise and the IPA, which we're going to see next. And you want to run really quick through these?
Yep, I will do. Okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
So last couple of slides on some of the features that you'll have seen before. Lewis, obviously our language understanding service, a couple of new entity recognizers, which some of you in the room will be like, yes, at last. Anyone writing a bot that has to capture somebody's name, Darren Jefford, Yohai, I can't pronounce your surname, so I'm not even going to try. Nope. And actually training the Lewis model with enough data to actually pick out the names. There's now a people entity recognizer, which is trained with a bunch of data that we have in various different languages that will actually make far better recognition of names in the same way dates and times work today. You can say next Tuesday at 4 p.m. and we convert it to a date time. And the same on geography. I did have a bit of a laugh with the Lewis team last week when I said, does it now detect Seattle? Because it didn't used to, which I always found hilarious in demos. But we've now got a better geography entity recognizer. There's a bunch of CLI tools, much better integration into the tooling, which you've already seen, which again, having to switch from this tool into Lewis and back again was always a bit kind of painful. So actually that's been tidied up a lot. A lot of compliance work, a lot of questions from people going, my customer's sending questions and account numbers to Microsoft, is that safe? What are you doing with the data and so on? So there's been a lot of great work around compliance, making sure you own that data, not us, which has really unblocked a lot of those scenarios. Q&A Maker, really most of what happened was announced to build, which is actually the maturity of the Q&A Maker platform. It now uses Azure Search and puts those capabilities into your Azure subscription. And if I just show you very quickly, because I want to leave time for the assistant demo, is with any luck. So there's a couple of features coming towards the end of this year that will actually extract images and tables from PDFs. So today, if you have like a user manual for a product, car manuals, TVs, telephones, whatever those are, you can ingest them, and it does a really, really good job. Actually now, if there is an image in that section, as well as a table, we can actually identify that as well. So actually, if I just scroll down here, there's just a manual that I ingested. If I can persuade it to scroll. The joys of a tiny resolution. But again, if I go down here and click on an image, you can see it's finding the image in the context of the document. And the same thing on tables as well. If I scroll down, apart from that, if I scroll down, then you can see it's spotting tables, which again has been a really common scenario that there's tables or sets of instructions and so on. So Q&A Maker, this is an internal engine of Q&A Maker that I'm demoing there, but that's coming in the not too distant future. So that's another great step forward. So we wanted to finish just for the last kind of few minutes, and I will show a demo again straight after this, I think a half an hour, so I've got to run. I've got a theatre session where I'll go into more detail on this. You saw the BMW reference in the kind of keynote yesterday around enabling them to build their own branded personal assistant and not having to start from scratch. So if you want to go and build your own personal assistant today, you have to build all the language models, as you've seen, greetings and all the rest of it. But if you want to wire in features for music control or productivity for calendar, email, and tasks, We give you the Microsoft Graph, which is fantastic. You can go and write all those things. It's the same thing that powers our technology. But then you have to write the language models for all of those domains in all of those languages. And every customer wanting to do some of these assistant scenarios each have to go and do all of that work, which is a lot of work, when you add it all together. So we've set out to actually simplify this and actually provide a virtual assistant solution built on all the tooling that you've seen and actually pushing some new features in here and there to actually make it far easier to actually build an assistant. So within 10 minutes, you should be able to clone the repo and get started. And that's effectively what you're about to see. Now, the kind of principles behind this work is giving complete control to the end user or to the organization. So the brand of the assistant, the voice, the name, the avatar, all of those aspects can be controlled. You clone the repo, you make it your own identity. The same around data ownership. Any questions that your customers are sending to your assistant should be owned by you, not by somebody else. But you should also be able to infuse that assistant into different devices. So actually, it could be a car, it could be a speaker, it could be whatever those things are, it could be a device in the enterprise that you're actually wiring this conversational experience into. And speech-driven is pretty dominant in that case. Again, one of the values of it being integrated into the device, instead of dropping in something like Cortana or Alexa or Google, where it just does the same thing that it would do at home, is it can actually know about the user, it can know about the device, and actually be more responsive to it. So in a car, it knows the context of where you're going, for example. The handoff, that was mentioned yesterday as well, so the ability to hand off certain types of questions to Alexa or Google or Cortana, but you still own that experience of your customers. And the integration should be flexible. It's not about, it won't be all Microsoft, left to right. It could be, but again, you may have existing investments in that case. So very quickly, it's your brand, so therefore it should be your assistant, your personality, and you build that work out. You layer the AI capabilities around it that you've already seen, the same channel stuff you've seen before. We're building on the Azure Bot Service platform, and devices is a key one here of using the direct line kind of API. But this is where it gets interesting, and this is wired into the dispatcher, into the enterprise template, is the dispatcher. Because as we plug in these domains, these skills, these bots that we're plugging in for mail and tasks and point of interest, you actually get this complexity of this question, do I send it here or here or here, or Q&A or something over there? And actually trying to rationalize where to send things becomes increasingly challenging. So the dispatcher capability is wired in. Also linked accounts, which I'll just demo, and also bringing in third-party assistants. So what I will do now is just show an assistant I created earlier. So I cloned a repo, and I ran MS-bot clone, which you saw earlier. And by the way, it did finish that build I did earlier, that deployment, it did finally finish, no thanks to the network. So I'm going to go ahead here. I've got the virtual assistant project running. So I'm going to go ahead and start a conversation with the right bot file. So again, we're using all these tools. We're just bringing them all together. So if I go ahead and start a conversation, the assistant should introduce itself with any luck and send me an introduction card. It will look very similar to what you have already seen. Make sure it's working. Let me just start a conversation. Great. So it's working. It's asking me my name, so I'm going to say Darren. So we've got an example onboarding flow about how you collect information from a user the first time that they kind of talk to you. So I'm going to say London. And it's going to go ahead and actually have an extra step here where it's going to say, hey, if you link me to Office 365 or Google or Todoist, I can actually do more things for you. So if I go ahead, for example, get my cheat sheet, and I say, show email from my team, I'm going to go ahead and send that question. And what we should see, if I've set the demo up correctly, it's going to go, sure. I can do that, and you can see here we're actually forwarding the utterance to the email skill. So we have another bot, effectively, that we're actually invoking behind the scenes to go and actually do this. And that bot can be tested. And you can see it's prompting for authentication, because it's saying, well, I'd love to do that, but you haven't linked me. Now, if this is a speech experience, that's a bit of a challenge. You're not going to type your username and your password in. So one of the things we've delivered is linked accounts. So you can see here all of these connection names. These are all the services I could link my assistant to using the authentication support you've seen today. So if I go ahead and sign in, I'm linking my assistant, and it's saying I'm linking Office 365 in this case, to that bot. And with any luck, the demos are clearly working a bit better over here. He says tempting fate. So we now see we've actually linked that here. So that would be a companion experience on a mobile phone or a web page or something that you've switched to, if that's a car. So if I now say show email from Lauren, what it should do is go sure, and you'll see, if you watch down here, you see we've activated the skill, and you'll actually see an authentication request is actually passed back. So you see the skill says, hey, I need a token. It calls back to the assistant and actually gets the token. With any luck, network is wonderful.
While we're waiting for the token, you can see all the different services that Darren has set up, including the dispatch, the calendar, all the other aspect of the bot, and it's all in the bot file in terms of the recipes. So you can actually bring everything together. And again, in terms of manageability, Darren's demo is pushing it. You had to jinx it before, right?
I know, I did say. Let me just wait while you do that.
Yeah. Well, I'll buy us some time. So you can see all the different services, all the different endpoints, and again, managing all this in one place now gives you the ability to, streamline all your development. So it's easier, basically, to walk through all the different details of how you configure, manage a bot. This is super easy to clone to different environments, so you can have multiple devs around it. So we've kind of closing all the gaps in between that we had to go ahead and build and set up a box beyond just the conversation aspect that we have with the bot framework. We provide all the tooling around it to make it easy and accessible to do that.
Yes,
so with that,
so you can see the bottom right-hand corner. We've actually got, you actually saw there was a skill, an authentication request just shown here, received a token request, and we've gone ahead, called Office Graph. Now, note I said Lauren. I didn't actually give the surname. It's actually using Graph to find the people I'm working with and actually resolve just the first name to actually someone that's being worked with. So we've just started this journey of weaving this stuff in. There'll be more in half an hour. So if we switch back to 4.
Yeah, let's just really quick and bring it in. So this is the end. We reached the end of the session, and we are a little bit over time. So get started today. Can you do number 5? No? Number 5 died. Maybe because we ran out of time, you killed us? I don't see that. No. But anyway, all right. Thank you. So please get started with V4 today. Go to Bot Frameworks. If you want to get started with on Docs, we got you a great getting started. You have all the SDKs on the bot builders, tools and samples on the tools and the sample for the bot builder. This was fun. Thank you very much for sticking around, doing lunch. I was your hi, Darren.
Yeah.
Thank you.